The sun was soft that morning, spreading golden light through the wide glass windows of Ion's home. He stood by the balcony, holding a cup of coffee in one hand and his phone in the other, scrolling through work messages, but smiling without worry. The gentle noise of the city mixed with the faint hum of a love song playing in the background. Zara Walt, in her long dark hair tied in a loose bun, wearing a simple white dress that brushed against her knees. She looked effortlessly beautiful. "Coffee already," se dice. "You didn't wait for me again?" Ajahan smiled. "You take forever to get ready." "I couldn't risk getting late." She rolled her eyes but smiled back. Everything seemed perfect. They had been married for 5 years, and to anyone looking from the outside, they looked like the perfect couple. Ion was a marketing executive, ambitious, confident, caring. Zara was a freelance interior designer, creative and charming. They lived in a cozy apartment built with laughter, late nights, and love. That morning, before leaving for work, Ion kissed Zara on the forehead. "See you tonight," he said. "Se es mi lid. Don't be late. We're going out, remember? Chocolate. How could I forget? Our Friday dinner." Ion didn't know that soon Fridays would never feel the same again. The day at the office went as usual. His colleagues respected him. His boss trusted him. His life felt balanced, steady. But peace can be deceiving. Sometimes life gives you calm just to test how you'll handle the storm that's quietly on its way. That evening, Zara called. "Hey, love," she said softly. "Can we skip dinner tonight? I'm feeling a little tired." Ion didn't think twice. Of course. Of course. Rest. Okay. I'll bring something home. Her tone was gentle but distant. He didn't notice. He trusted her completely. When he reached home, the lights were dim. Zara smiled when she saw him, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. "You okay? Asked. Yeah, just tired," she replied. He didn't question it. He believed her. That night, the rain poured outside as they lay in bed. Ion slept peacefully beside her. Zara stared at the ceiling, her eyes wide open. In that silence, one heart slept in love, the other in guilt. It was the last truly peaceful night of Ion's life. The next weeks were filled with routines that looked perfect but felt slightly off. Ion worked long hours while Zara took new projects. They laughed, talked, shared dinners, but something was missing. Zara had changed. Her laughter felt forced. Her hugs didn't last. Ion felt it, but ignored it, believing love was stronger than distance. He started noticing small things. Her late replies, her sudden need for space, the time she smiled while texting someone. He brushed it off at first. She was tired, he told himself. She was just busy. But deep down, a quiet uneasiness began to grow. One evening, she received a call. Her face lit up instantly. She walked to the balcony, her voice soft, whispering. Ion's heart sank. That laughter. It wasn't the one she shared with him anymore. When she returned, she acted normal. "Just a Klein," she said quickly, but her tone shook slightly. That night, Ion couldn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling, just like she had weeks ago. For the first time, he felt something breaking inside him. Not loud, not violent, but slow and painful. Over the next few days, Ion became quieter. He watched her, listened more carefully. He started noticing details. The way she hid her phone, the way she deleted messages, the way she smiled at nothing. The truth was there, hiding in plain sight, waiting to be found. One afternoon, Ion came home early. Zara wasn't expecting him. Her phone was on the table, buzzing. The name flashing on the screen made his heart stop. Rayan, the man she had once called just a friend. Frosse. His chest tightened. For a few seconds, he couldn't move. He wanted to believe there was some other explanation, but he already knew the truth. When Zara came home, Ion didn't ask. He couldn't. He just looked at her long, hard, searching her eyes. She looked away. In that silence, everything broke. That night, he sat alone on the balcony, staring into the dark sky. The city lights blurred as tears filled his eyes. He didn't scream. He didn't shout. He just whispered, "Why?" He gave her everything, his time, his love, his loyalty, and she threw it away like it meant nothing. Days passed in silence. Zara acted normal, pretending everything was fine. But Ion wasn't the same. His laughter had died. His eyes carried a sadness that no one could understand. He went to work, came home, and existed. But he no longer lived. Until one morning, he looked at himself in the mirror and didn't recognize the man staring back. His eyes were tired, his heart numb. That's when it hit him. He had two choices: drown in pain or rise above it. From that moment, Ion began to rebuild himself. Slowly, quietly, he stopped begging for explanations. He stopped chasing answers. He focused on himself, his work, his health, his peace. The pain that once broke him became the fire that rebuilt him. He started waking up early, exercising, smiling again. He spent time with friends, read books, took long drives. Zara noticed the change. Her guilt grew. She tried to reconnect, to hold him again, to talk. But Ion no longer responded. His silence was louder than her apologies. One night, when she broke down crying, begging him to talk, he said softly, "You already said everything when you lied." From then on, Ion's life transformed. He started climbing higher in his career. He began to glow with confidence, strength, and calm. The man who was once broken had become unshakable. Months later, fate brought them face to face again at a business gala. Zara stood across the room, her heart racing as she saw him. He looked strong, elegant, peaceful. She realized in that moment that the man she betrayed had become someone she could never reach again. When she tried to speak to him, he listened politely, but didn't look back. "You miss the man who loved you. Saidi, that man doesn't exist anymore. Walt, away." Leaving her standing in silence. A silence filled with regret. Outside, under the night sky, Ion smiled. He didn't need revenge. His peace was louder than her betrayal. He had no hate left, only clarity. Time passed. Ion wrote a book, The Last Word. It wasn't about Sarah. It was about pain, healing, and rediscovery. He poured his story into every page. The book became a symbol of hope for those who had loved and lost. In its dedication, he wrote, "To the one who broke me, thank you. You taught me how to rebuild myself. This isn't my revenge. This is my peace." Zara read those words one day, and that's when she realized he hadn't punished her. Life at Ado, she lived every day with the echo of his silence, with the memory of the man she could never get back. Ion, on the other hand, found peace. He learned that forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing yourself from the past. He learned that self-respect is more powerful than any revenge. He no longer needed to prove anything. His calm, his growth, his happiness, that was his victory. Sometimes life teaches you through pain. Sometimes love leaves to show you who you truly are. And sometimes betrayal isn't the end. It's the beginning of your rebirth. If someone breaks your heart, don't chase them. Don't beg. Don't hate. Heal. Because one day, your peace will speak louder than their excuses. Revenge fades. Peace stays. Ion had the last word. Not through anger, not through hate, but through silence. Because walking away isn't weakness, it's power. And that power became his greatest revenge of all.